Okay, guys, so it's been like, I don't even know how long it's been since I made my last video, but I would say it's been like a week or two, maybe. Um, but I'm feeling a lot better. I'm going through some things, but I'm feeling a lot better. My granddaddy, he just got hip replacement surgery. I went to church today. I went to two different churches. I'm starting to think I'm gonna be going to both of those churches because my son likes one and I like another one, and I don't want to deprive him of something that he likes. So you know, I've been reading this book. What else was I gonna say? My granddaddy got hip replacement surgery. We went to church today. Yeah, I kind of felt bad. We went to go see him. We went to go visit him, and I don't know if like he took his medicine like on an empty stomach or something, but like he was vomiting a lot, and that was like a lot for me. So I came home. That was a lot for me, so I came home. Yeah. I zoned out after that, y'all, because I was just thinking about like how I was feeling in that moment. Anyway, I've been reading this book. It's called Do It, Let's Get Off Our Butts. I feel a lot more of my personality is able to come forward. From the time I went to church, because I don't think I had went to church yet when I recorded my last video. But from the time I went to church up till this week when I went to church. So this is my second week going to church after not going for years and years. I do feel a bit of an incline. I'm starting to feel more alive and more connected to life, and I'm starting to realize like a lot of things are like lining up, like synchronicity, a lot of synchronicity. Synchronicity, even like from one church to the other, it was like what I learned at the first church was picked up at the second church and continuing on. And then when I came home and I started reading this book, and also like not only that, it's like a reflection of like also how I'm feeling and how my life is moving. So everything is just reflecting each other, and it's making me feel like I'm on the right track. So that's giving me energy to continue to do what I'm doing. And not only that, everything is telling me that. Everything is telling me that. Both sermons, and then this book that I just randomly found under my bed that I haven't read since I bought it from the thrift store. But everything has a reason and a time. I bought this book. I knew I wanted to read it, but when I tried to read it then, I wasn't ready. Now, this book is making so much more sense in my life because it's time for me to be reading this book. Everything, divine timing is like definitely at work in my life right now. And I guess finally shift my focus from how I'm feeling to just enjoying life and living life more. Anyway, so what I want to do, I want to read this chapter. I already read a couple chapters of this book. Kind of like recording it in my voice, and like sometimes like when I'm cleaning up or something, I'll listen to it. Since I haven't paid my YouTube premium, so I can't really listen to my podcast the way I want to because I hate ads, and I'm not about to do that. Like, I don't know how people do that. I don't know how anybody can be on YouTube without YouTube premium at this point because it's ridiculous. But anyway, I've been kind of like recording an audiobook of me reading this. It's called Do It, Let's Get Off Our Butts, A Guide to Living Your Dreams. It's so crazy because when I read this last night, I read a couple chapters of this last night, and it was talking about like how we can like always come up with some type of excuse to justify why we're not doing something. And then when I went to church, they kind of were preaching about that. So I just love how everything is starting to line up. I was lost for a while. Okay, so I'm gonna read the one called Guilt. for the second time, but for y'all, it's the first time. Guilt is the anger we feel towards ourselves when we do something wrong. The trouble is, most of us haven't really explored what we think is truly right and wrong in years, maybe ever. Even if we have explored our own sense of right and wrong, feeling guilty for things we don't personally think are wrong often prevails. It's a habit. So even if we know guilt is a waste of time, we feel it anyway. Then we feel guilty about that. Guilt is something we get so clever about. We always seem to be able to find subtler and subtler levels of self-judgment. The only reason I still feel guilty about masturbation, David Steinberg said, is that I do it so badly. The process of limitation and immobility is fear before we do something new, and guilt after. Maybe that's why they're both felt in the area of the stomach. Guilt is the remorse, the shame, the regret we feel at having done something different. We feel so bad, we promise ourselves, I'll never do that again, even if it's the very thing we need to do over and over. When we've had enough blaming ourselves, we often find someone or something else to blame. The devil made me do it, in all its various forms. In addition to purging the offending action from our lives, we also promise to avoid the person, situation, thing, etc. that cause our downfall. And so our circle of activity becomes smaller and smaller. The comfort zone The comfort zone closes in. Guilt is tricky. It's not always a deep, painful feeling, a desperate need for atonement. It has other methods. It can, for example, rewrite the memory of an experience. We may do something new, enjoy the doing of it, or the result of doing it, and guilt will actually convince us that we didn't like it or got nothing from it. We can say to someone, I'm not going to do that again. I didn't really like it, and believe it. Although, in fact, the experience itself, not the fear before the experience or the guilt after, but the actual experience itself was enjoyable or profitable. Keep in mind, we're not talking about hurting yourself or others. We're talking about the guilt we feel when we do something new. Submitting a manuscript to a publisher, say, or taking a high school equivalency test and fail. Although we learned something from the failure, guilt steps in and convinces us the lesson wasn't worth the cost. We're also talking about feeling uneasy about trying something new and succeeding. Remember that guilt is not rational. Many of us have irrational beliefs that we should not be too successful. Who do you think you are? Guilt asks. Someone special? What's wrong with the way things are? You have no appreciation. Why can't you fit in? Why do you always have to do it your way? Can't you learn to cooperate? And on and on. It's guilt's job to make us feel bad when we violate even a limiting belief about ourselves. A limiting belief such as unworthiness, for example. Last night at 12, I felt immense, but now I feel like 30 cents. George Ade, 1902. Okay, so yeah, it's like, this is a good book, y'all. Like, I got this from like a thrift store though, so I don't even know when it was written. Ooh, I almost ripped the book. Okay, I'm gonna put it down. Right now I'm feeling overall better. Right now I'm also feeling empowered to face the challenges that I always face every month. So, yeah. But I'm just enjoying the good energy that I have now. I'm getting a lot of things done. Like I cleaned the carpet yesterday, deep cleaned the bathroom, you know, and then I went to church today, 2 different services, and then I went to the hospital, saw my granddaddy, and my mom was up there too, and came home, and then I decided to make my video. So I'm feeling a lot more productive and free and not full of anxiety like I normally am. And I'm just feeling like things are just gonna pick up from here and get better. I'm gonna claim that now. And even now, like even my videos and the way that I'm speaking in my videos, I'm proud of that, because this is what I wanted to bring forward. I know I have this in me. I've done this before, but the state of mind I was in my last video, I couldn't bring it. Even the video before that, I couldn't bring it, but now I'm starting to feel like I can bring more energy, and it's just gonna get better from here and here. So here and here, it's gonna get better from here. All right, y'all.